Hello, I am the Cryptmaster, and I will be your host for this evening's festivities. I propose to retell the story of one of my first attempts to resurrect those 4 ancient heroes who were later to give me so much trouble. To this end, I have recruited 4 mortals to play the roles of these heroes. Riv will be Joro the Barbarian. Would you introduce yourself, please, Riv?
I'm Joro, the warrior, not the barbarian.
You're the barbarian. The barbarian.
Sorry, I won't question the Cryptmaster.
Thank you. Xavier will take the part of Sin, the assassin. Hello, could you introduce yourself, please?
Hi, I'm Xavier, and I will be playing Sin, the assassin, or the thief.
Thank you. Assassin will do, thank you. Buddy will play the role of Mez the Bard.
Naz the Melodious.
Yes, thank you. I'll call you. And finally, Faye will perform in the character of Nyx the Sorceressus. Sorceressus.
Hi, I'm Nyx. I'm not in the sea anymore. I'm upset. And I'm not very smart.
Thank you, Nyx. That's right, yes. Nyx is not only a sorceressus, but also a sea witch. I myself, the Cryptmaster, will be the Cryptmaster. It's not because I couldn't play the other roles. It's just because they're beneath me. Now, this story concerns the efforts of the aforementioned heroes to revive a powerful ally on my behalf, called the Slumbering King. He was once a powerful monarch, renowned for his sense of justice and fair play. But his conscience had decomposed far enough for me to consider raising him to do my own nefarious bidding. This will be the goal of your adventure today. Do you understand?
I feel a little conflicted to try and raise more people into the undead thrall of my master, but also, at the same time, I don't think I have a choice.
Yes, exactly. The last part of your statement was correct. You don't have a choice. No. The dead need no longer worry themselves about questions of morality. Okay, is everybody sure they understand?
I guess.
Yes?
I mean, if we
Good.
really have to.
Well, look, don't just say yes if you don't really understand. I don't want anybody later telling me they're not sure what to do.
Yes?
I understand.
Yes.
Is this the binding
Good.
contract?
It's you don't need to know that. You've already signed.
Yes.
Now, shall we begin? You swim awake from a dream many
Oh my God, I can
centuries
swim.
deep. Oh, yes. No, it's a metaphorical swim. Thank you, Nyx. You're not actually swimming. Oh, my goodness. This is going to be a long evening. I can feel it already. You swim awake from a dream many centuries deep and open your eyes upon a chamber choked with the dust thrown about from your uprooting. To the east, a featureless stone wall. To the west, a similarly bare wall. To the south, a third blank wall looms cold and white in the darkness. To the north, can anyone guess?
Another blank wall.
Is the wall blank?
Who said another blank wall? Don't be ridiculous. How would you even get into a room with 4 blank walls and no doors?
Maybe there's a hole in the floor? Excuse me? I like wells.
We
no,
swam.
You figuratively swam. No, to the north. The entrance to what was once your crypt has been bricked over. A few of the bricks have crumbled with age and assault from tenacious plants, leaving a peephole to the passageways beyond. The floor is covered with the rubble of shattered sarcophagi, and narrow niches are inset in the walls, with many of them holding the skeletal remains of those interred here. I should mention, Maz, that all these descriptive niceties are rather moot for you. The only thing you can see is a stone slab about 5 inches in front of your face. Now, what will you all do?
With all of the meager might that Maz can muster with an 11 strength, he is going to slam his bony undead fists against the slab just to try and get anyone's attention, because Maz is historically claustrophobic, and this is pretty terrifying, even if he is in fact an undead zombie.
No, poor Maz. Okay, you slam your hands forward. Strangely, however, they don't seem to push onto the stone as you expected, and you don't see them in front of your face. At the same time, Nyx, something pushes you with force from behind, and you pitch forward onto the floor, doing some small damage to your nose.
My nose, it's so pretty. It's so rude.
Perhaps you'd better not look in a mirror. You're forgetting you've been dead for many centuries.
The seawater.
Okay, so when I press against the stone, my hands move through the stone?
You couldn't feel any stone when you pushed with your hands, no.
Okay, I want to very slowly and frighteningly move my head up towards the stone and try push against it with my forehead.
Okay, you sort of wriggle your head around and fruitlessly rub your forehead on the stone.
Okay, so my forehead feels the stone, but my hands don't?
Your hands don't, no. When you move your hands, you can't feel anything in front of you at all, even at arm's length.
Hello? Is there anyone there to help me? I think I may be stuck.
Ooh. Joro, Sin, and Nyx, from somewhere in the chamber, you hear a strange, throttled, mumbling sound.
I want to turn towards where we're hearing this mumbling and this weird melodic voice. And do I see Maz just contorting himself into a wall, throwing his hands out?
Well, when you look towards the sound, you notice your companions standing in the chamber. Nyx has been pushed over, and behind her, a headless corpse is staggering blindly around. Beyond this, from beneath a pile of rubble, you think you can hear the sound of a voice.
I put my head in my hands. I'm like, what have I gotten myself into? I want to walk over.
Do you remove your head first?
I'll put it in my side. Or I try to take my head off, see if I can pop it off.
Would you like to? You discover it's not actually that difficult. It comes off with a sort of slight popping noise.
So I
The
pop off my
experience.
head, and I'm like, what in the world? And I start turning my head, contorting myself, seeing if I can actually still see, and like check my surroundings, try to do like an owl 360.
Yes, you can. The feeling is rather liberating.
Okay, I'll pop my head back on, and I look down at my body with the sort of realization and excitement that I'm unstoppable. So I'll run over to Nyx and try and help her up.
Very good. You help Nyx to her feet. The headless body behind her is still stumbling blindly around the chamber.
Can I make a mage hand?
You can. What would you like to do with it?
So I haven't turned around. I got pushed over and then Sin helped me up, and so I want to make a mage hand and just start like slapping things behind me as I run forward. Just flailing in the air.
I don't quite follow you. You want to flail with the mage hand?
I want to flail with the mage hand behind me as I am running forward.
So you're running forward, and the mage hand is flapping behind you.
Yes.
What a curious suggestion.
I don't want to look. Just get away from me.
I don't even think I need to make you roll on that. Okay, you run around the chamber with the mage hand flapping behind you.
I feel safer.
I like to
your
think that-
companions feel tempted to applaud.
I'll applaud.
Does the mage hand hit me at all? Or
Yeah, it's
my
like,
body?
I just picked Nyx up. Did I just get slapped on the way?
It does. One or two of you receive some small blows. I don't think we need to lose hit points from them, but yes, Maz, you do feel something slap you on the abdomen.
I am helpful.
Okay, I think I'm beginning to comprehend the nature of my separated head and body. So, I guess I want to walk away from the slap, so my body is going to turn around and walk straight forward until I feel something in front of my hands.
Okay, you turn around and shuffle forwards until you feel the cool stone of a wall against your hands.
Okay, I guess I want to move my hand down the wall a little bit, because like a sarcophagus would come out kind of halfway through the wall, right? And then just start running my hand along the wall, see if I can find the sarcophagus that I was buried in when I died heroically years and years ago.
Yes, okay. You begin to do so, and you move your hands down the wall and begin to grope around amidst the rubble on the floor. Your companions, meanwhile, are simply watching you. That's a hint, by the way. You could be helping him to find where his head is.
I'm playing patty cake with my mage hand.
Yeah.
I'll look around the room for a head.
You look around the room. The floor is covered with rubble. Maybe if you could hear the head, that would help you find it.
Maz begins singing a very frightful and helpless song. It is eerily strange, like in the movies when people sing Ring Around the Rosie, but like really like slow and creepy like little girls do. Maz is just trying to keep his, his undead brain together. He's just trying to like keep his mental health from shattering.
Oh,
Yeah, like that.
Wait a moment. Did anybody else hear that?
Man,
Right.
what a beautiful voice.
It was eerie, wasn't it? Okay, you hear the spectral dulcet tones of Maz's voice echoing around the chamber. Will you follow the sound?
Yeah, I'll follow the sound.
Right, you follow the sound to a large pile of rubble. It's probably going to take a strength test to lift this.
I'll try to lift the stuff.
Okay, could you roll
Yep.
on your strength and tell me the result, please?
And I got a 22, so 17 plus
Jesus
5.
Christ.
For,
Ooh.
oh wait, strength. Never mind, I'm dumb. Beat a dummy. Strength. So, let's see, so 20, 17 plus 3. There we go.
Marvelous, considering how long you haven't used your muscles. That's rather impressive. You lift the slab to one side, and below you, you see the decomposing, mustachioed face of your companion, Maz. Will you pick him up?
Yeah, I'll pick him up. Can I throw him towards his body like a football?
Of course you can. I was just going to suggest the same thing. You hurl him across the room, putting a little spin on him as you do. He flies across the chamber. Perhaps you could roll on your dexterity.
As the
As a thrower or as a receiver?
I think for the throw to begin with.
Okay. So, 17. 15 plus 2.
Well, that's rather good. You throw him across the room. It doesn't quite make contact with the neck, but it lands very neatly in Maz's hands. Maz, it seems you have regained your head.
as Maz's head is spiraling like a football, it's like, but thankfully I'm able to catch my own head. And then I guess I just kind of want to shove my neck together and just assume that the necromancy that is resurrected me is going to do its own work. It's going to figure it out. I don't have to do anything special to get my head to stay on my body.
I like as I'm watching myself get slapped and seeing Nyx run around and then Joro run and throw this head that I think he's going to miss, and I try and jump to grab the head and I just miss and just throw myself right on the ground in front of Maz.
You throw yourself sprawling across the floor. Yes, well done. You shouldn't do that too much, you know. Your knees are not really up to it anymore.
And
Anyway.
I look up and just see that Maz's head is on backwards as he placed it on the wrong way.
That's typical.
Once I start trying to walk forward and realize I'm walking away from where I intend to go, it has not connected with me that my head is on backwards. I feel like I put it on the right way, but everything is so like tattered and broken that it's even hard for me to like figure this out. So I'm just gonna walk around the room aimlessly, trying to figure out how to make my body work the way I want it to work for a moment.
Yes, I think you have a choice, really. You're welcome to keep it on that way round if you like. Now that you have all retrieved your bodies, what will you do next?
Once I figure out that my head is on backwards, I'm gonna do that thing where I pop it off, twist it around, splorch it back down so that like the undead ickers can get it on straight. And then I'm gonna take a look at the 4 different blank walls. And you had mentioned a peephole before, is that right? There's like a little light and a hole.
Yes, the door that has been bricked up does have 1 or 2 bricks missing, so you can peep through to the passageway beyond.
Okay, so I'm gonna walk over to the peephole and then sort of like lean down and look through it to see what I can see on the far side.
Okay, you lean down, peep through, and you see a darkened corridor beyond. There's not much you can see, to be honest.
I guess I'm gonna pull away from the hole and turn to the rest of my former companions and also current companions, I guess.
I think we must break the door down.
I'll try to break the door down.
Or I guess the bricks. What once was a door, but is now just bricks.
It's bricks. Can I move the bricks out of the way?
You can try, yes. Would you like to roll on your strength for me, please?
Okay. 23.
Ooh,
23.
Jesus Christ, is that a nat 20, bud?
Yeah.
very impressive. You pull at the bricks, and the whole wall collapses in a shower of dust. You have successfully cleared a way to the passageway beyond. Would you like to search this room at all, or are you prepared now to adventure onward into the crypt?
I first gotta, flex my muscles and stuff to really show off to my friends or my comlings.
Oh yes, you have a good flex in the middle of the room. You must be careful not to flex too much, or your muscles may detach themselves. But a little showboating is fine.
I guess I communicate to the others to let's move on to the next room.
I slowly start to get back up, dusting myself off, and just thinking to myself, like, man, I look so cool. I bet I look so cool doing that. Just getting up and like, man, I bet they all saw me. And then I look over, just seeing Joro destroy this wall. I'm like, what the fuck? Why does he get to do that? And I missed. I just dove on the floor. So I just sunkenly like walk over with my head down, feeling defeated and just standing behind Joro, following him.
I do just want to take a second to check my body. Do I have everything that I was buried with when I was alive?
Oh, that's a very good question. Well, I don't believe you're a qualified surgeon, so when you start poking around in the interior, you can't be completely certain that everything is there. But from an exterior view, it seems, yes, you have pretty much everything you once had, even if it's not quite as impressive.
Okay. Satisfied that I have all the equipment that I had intended to leave the tomb with, I step out into the next room, the dark room, after Joro ends in.
I follow
Right.
after them, stealing a brick along the way with my mage hand, who I've decided is my source of comfort.
So, you carry the brick with the mage hand, is that correct, Nix? Okay, very good. You steal a brick. Do you have a preference? Or just any brick?
One that's mostly the most still intact one.
Yes, very good idea. There are some intact bricks. You take one of those. Who knows? It may come in handy. Now, you move along into the dark corridor just outside of the crypt. You'll have to wait whilst I consult my map. Yes. The corridor runs ahead for some distance and then turns to the right. Will you follow it around?
Is there light in the corridor, or are we doing this by touch?
Your eyes, it seems, are accustomed to seeing with some efficiency in the dark. But there is, actually, a light just around the corridor. The flickering, as it were, of a fire.
This far underground. Okay. A little craven and cowardly. I am going to, Maz is going to clutch Joro's shoulders from behind and point over his shoulder at the fire. She's like,
Joro, there are people here. You must protect me.
I tell him to stay close, and I'll protect them. And slowly make the way towards the fire, keeping some distance though to examine the fire area.
Yeah, I want to scream, shut up, shh! As I just hear them, like, loudly cuddling, basically, and piggyback riding as they walk down the hall, and I'm gonna scurry over to the wall with my back against it, and slowly push myself towards the fire as well, away from the group.
So you're not going with the rest of your group?
No, I scurried to the side of the wall, trying to push myself into it.
Very good, thank you. And Nyx, how will you proceed?
I want to be behind everyone, but still in the middle of the hallway. And I'm just kind of waving my brick around like I can hear music nobody else can hear.
That's perfect.
I'm just
so
chilling.
You're chilling at the rear. Very good. Okay, you proceed down the corridor, cautiously moving around towards the source of the light. Now, ahead of you, you see a large chamber, circular in shape, save for a large inset to the north that houses 4 standing statues. Several bowls and offering plates are scattered haphazardly around the statues, and rummaging around behind it are 2 rat men, with a third standing near the western door and nervously keeping watch. The 2 who are pilfering the tomb seem intent on claiming the prize clasped in one of the statue's hands, a large sword.
My
Well?
first instinct is to hide. Can I roll a stealth check?
You may roll a stealth check. There's not much to hide behind here, but there is some debris on the floor.
Okay,
Could you
yeah, I
roll?
want to dive for this debris and hide behind it as quickly as I possibly can.
Ooh, diving sounds rather vigorous. Okay, roll on your stealth.
I got a 6 on my stealth roll, a natural 2.
A natural 2, you say. You dive forward. It is a rather impressive dive, but the result, perhaps not so much. You clear the debris you were aiming for and fly into the chamber, shrieking unnaturally. The rats turn, surprised by the unexpected intrusion. You land right in the middle of the chamber with a sort of squeaking, sloshy noise.
I don't know that I want to
Lieutenant-
take another action. What do other people want to do?
Well, yes, I'm waiting to see the response of your team to that rather
that
courageous move.
Yeah. We just all sit back and laugh.
You were moving, though.
I'm still against the wall, just closer to the edge, right before it rounds, and my eyes are like just massive, popping out of my head at what I just saw, witnessing as I see Maz trying to pretend like he's hidden on the ground.
It was certainly quite a spectacle, yes.
Okay, then I want to shoot up, stand up, and pull out my famous flute. Okay, the flute I was buried with that I'm sure has weathered centuries in a tomb without becoming dented or broken. And I put the flute to my undead lips and I blow into it with my undead lungs, maybe, because all I can think is to perform for the Ratmen. Maybe if I make them laugh or I make them dance, that will make me not be killed.
That is a lovely thought, Baz. You reach for the flute, whip it out, place it to your lips, and begin to blow. you're halfway through a tune when you realize you don't actually have your flute. In fact, you can see your flute being held by one of the 4 statues behind the Ratmen. The Ratmen are now doubly surprised. First, by your heroic dive. Secondly, by your curious mime.
I guess I'm just gonna lean into it and pretend to play the flute and go.
He also hears music no one else can hear.
Oh yes, it all begins to come back to you now. You'll begin to shuffle around the chamber, your fingers working an imaginary flute. You're getting right into the groove now, Maz. I think, though, you could do with a little support from your companions.
So can I see what the Ratmen are doing? Are they just staring at us? Or
Currently, the Ratmen are mostly staring, yes. They don't seem to quite know what's going on. They probably will react in a moment.
Okay, well, I'm gonna see what Maz is doing, flabbergasted at the act going on in front of me, and think the only possible thing to do is to join in. So I rush up behind, jumping in line, just pretending to play a drum on my chest, trying to go in line with the weird hum Maz is doing.
This is great. I'm almost beginning to feel this myself. Yes, you come in drumming nicely on your rib cage, and the 2 of you fall into an immediate sort of groove together. You can sense that even the Ratmen are tempted to tap along. How about you? Who have we got now? Joro and Maz moving. How about Nyx and Sin?
Have the rats spoken? Do we know if they can speak?
One of them is leaning across to his companion and whispering something, it would seem, but they haven't yet spoken to you, no.
Okay, I'm gonna speak loudly enough so they can hear me, and I'm gonna go, hey, pretty rat guys, you know, my friends, look, they're such sad but happy lads. Like, do you think you could give them that flute over there? Like, it seems like he would really want one. You know, we could sing together, and I'm like waving my 3 hands in the air.
I mean, it's a very persuasive argument, isn't it? Would you like to roll on your charisma, please, Nyx?
Yeah. 1 second. I got a nat 20 plus 3.
Very good indeed. Well, the rats don't seem to quite know what's going on, but one of them reaches out to the statue, takes the flute, walks up to Maz and presents it to him with a curiously blank expression on his face.
I guess I'm gonna take the flute.
Why, thank you.
And then I just continue my tune with the flute, I guess, this time.
That's marvelous. Could we perhaps hear a snippet of it, Maz?
I start dancing along, doing a little jig in the background to the little tune.
I don't have an endgame. I have no idea where to go from here. I'm just gonna keep playing.
This could go on for some time.
Can we see, or can at least us two see what is on the statues, like other than the flute now?
Yes, you
There's
can.
the sword.
While the rats, there is a sword. There seems to be a tall barbarian warrior holding a sword. A statue of a gentleman with a very fine set of moustaches, which was holding a flute. Then there is another statue of a sorceress holding what appears to be a sort of conch shell, and a final statue of a very fierce-looking lady who is holding a dagger in each hand.
I walk.
I'm
to
just
the-
making a roll of my own, and it seems the rats have joined in with the festivities.
It's a party for us. They look like us.
They couldn't
We're
help
so
themselves.
special.
They're doing a sort of little rodent shuffle around the floor, rather enjoying themselves.
Rats.
I-
We
I-
are rats.
I grab Maz's back and turn him towards me and stare him in the eyes like, come on! And then I start a conga line around the cave, inching us towards the other statues as we go along.
Okay, that is great. I am down for this, and I am using my Pied Piper flute performance skills or whatever to lead the conga line from statue to statue.
This is rather exciting. I'm not sure what to roll for conga. I'm going to consult my imp. I'm just going to ask my imp what sort of stat checks we should be looking at here. I think maybe performance master.
Performance. Okay, I'll roll a performance, I guess. Listen, if there's anything Maz the Melodious is stellar at, it's performing. That's 25.
A 25.
Do we all need to roll a performance check since we're all part of the conga line?
I don't know. I think at 25, I think he's going to carry you.
Yeah.
I think this is marvelous. I've never known such atmosphere in the crypt before. You'll begin to circle the chamber in a wonderful conga line. As you pass the statues, you have a chance, if you choose to take it, to retrieve some of the other objects. Joro, would you like to retrieve your sword?
Yes.
Very good. I think, I'm just going to check with my imp. You should roll, I think, on, a pickpocket
Okay.
or athletics.
So I got a 12, 7 plus 5 for athletics.
For athletics.
So,
Okay, well, it's it's not the cleanest move you've ever performed, but you do manage to retrieve the sword. One of the rats looks around as you clumsily knock the blade against the statue, but he doesn't really seem to have worked out what's going on.
play louder so the sounds don't. Just play louder.
Yes, you up the tempo a little to compensate. Now, Sin, what will you do? Perhaps you'd like to retrieve your daggers.
Since mine and Nyx's, the daggers and the conch are next to each other, I'm going to try and grab both at the same time as I do a sort of dance, flaying my hands around in the conga line, trying to grab both of them at the same time.
Oh, very good. And this is really your specialty, isn't it, Sin? So let's see. Let's have a roll, I think, on stealth or sleight of hand.
I have a 25.
Beautiful. You deftly pick the daggers from the stone hands and perform the same feat with the conch. Will you pass the conch to Nyx?
I'm noticing this, and I'm like, that conch is so shiny, and I immediately drop my brick wherever my mage hand is, and my hand just kind of goes over to Sin and is like, please, with no words, only hand.
I want to put my daggers away, put them in my pocket, and then grab the conch as I don't notice the hand starting to run towards me, and I just start trying to play it and make noises on it to try and fit in with the line.
Oh, this is an interesting situation. You don't seem to have realized it's rather a magical conch. I'm going to consult my imp to find out what might happen if you blow somebody else's magical conch. I don't know if there's a rule for that. A performance roll.
Okay. 13.
13. Well, you're slightly out of tune with the rest of the performance, but you do manage to play along to a satisfactory level. Now, you've retrieved all the objects, so I suppose what we really need to determine now is how long you're going to keep up this performance, and how you would like it to end.
Okay, so what I want to do on the conga line is I lead them to the door that we just walked out of, okay? Back to like the crypts with the bricks that Joro tore down. I lead them to that hallway, and then I kind of do the thing, you know how like a wedding, you'll have people on either side of the door sort of thing, and you can like play them through and everyone's clapping and they just keep going. I want to just kind of in the swing of the tempo without missing a beat, just go clap, 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 and just kind of like send them walking down the hall back towards the tomb where they can be not near us.
Just sort of send them packing. Okay, right. I think it's probably another performance roll from you, Maz.
Okay. That one is a nat 20 as well. Jesus Christ.
Oh my goodness. Okay, you're right. These rats, you know, are usually quite shrewd creatures, but today it doesn't seem so. They pass through grinning as you clap them through the doorway and file off down the corridor to the tomb. Where you...
I point to like one of the big statues. I don't,
Joro, knock it over! Lock them in there!
Very good idea, Joro.
I'll try to knock the statue down in front of the door.
Very good. That needs, I think, an athletics test.
Ooh, I got a 9, 4 plus 5.
What a 9. It's not quite your best work, Joro. The statue begins to wobble. It doesn't quite fall yet. Maybe if you had a little assistance.
Okay,
The rats, meanwhile, you can hear them in the tomb. They seem to be continuing the party in their own way, but you're not sure how long that will last.
As I see them go into the crypt, the tomb, I toss the conch over to Nyx, and then I point towards the bricks as I don't notice Joro pushing the statue there. And I'm like, build the wall, with the brick in her hand, pointing towards it and pointing back to the hole.
I catch the conch with my mage hand, and I'm just stroking the conch, and I'm like, "What brick?"
Yes, you do feel an immediate affinity with the conch. This is something you once owned in life.
All hail the magic conch!
While you are hailing the magic conch, you do hear the sound of the rat celebration seem to be slightly breaking up. It can't be too long now before they wonder what they're doing.
Okay, I want to go to the statue that Joro is trying to knock down, and I'm going to cast a first level spell, Earth Tremor. By kicking the statue and casting Earth Tremor, I'm hoping to jostle the statue free and knock it over in front of the door.
Excellent idea. I'll just consult with my imp as to the best way of approaching this. Okay. You cast the spell, the ground shakes. Joro, could you have another athletics test to see if this tremor helps you to push the statue over?
For this one, buddy, roll 2d20 and you're going to take the higher results. That's what rolling with advantage means.
Well, it didn't matter because they both rolled the same. Hey, guess what? Let's see. So athletics, right? So both rolled. So they're both 10. So it's 10.
That's just good enough, I think. So you just about managed to push the statue over in time. It crashes down, blocking the doorway. The noise seems to break up the rat celebration completely. There is a moment of stunned silence, and then you hear them scampering back down the corridor. When they reach the fallen statue, you can hear them scratching at it from the other side. You're not sure that it will hold them forever. What will you do next?
I guess I want to take 1 second to keep looking around the room. Are the 4 offerings were the pieces of equipment that we had, like my flute, the conch, the daggers, the sword. Is there anything else?
You look around the room. There is a door on the far side of the room, opposite to the doorway you have just blocked. Then there are the 4 statues. Otherwise, yes, near the statues there are some bowls and offering plates.
Okay, I do want to take a look at the bowls and offering plates before we leave the room.
Very good. You look at the bowls and the offering plates, and you notice a number of tarnished copper and silver coins, some incense ash, and a good deal of corrosion. You could, I suppose, poke around inside the ash if you wanted to.
I guess I do want to poke around inside the ash. Like something could be in there, like something small like a key or something, right?
Let's see. I think you'll need to roll. What should you roll on? Investigation. You'll need to check investigation.
I got a nat 1 on investigation. So you win some, you lose some.
Yes, I think you've lost this one. Right. So you poke around fruitlessly in the ashes on the offering plates, but you don't turn up anything interesting.
I think I see him investigating the bowls, but I tell him, let's go. Let's move on. Let's move on. Go to the next room.
Seeing them like go through this and stuff, I want to haphazardly walk up behind, and as I see Maz just rummaging around in the ash, I'd like to grab a handful, not exactly investigating what's in it, but grab a handful and put it in my pocket, like pocket sand.
Pocket sand. Yes, very good idea. I'm not sure you have any pockets exactly, but there must be some sort of fold in your rag somewhere. You grab a handful of ash and store it. You could always store it inside your ribcage if you like. You've got a bit of space in there.
Yeah, I'll shove some inside of my ribcage and then just put a little bit in like the pocket of my cheek. Lovely, yes. You scoop some ash into your ribcage and you pack some into your cheek. You'll feel much better for that. Now, would anybody else like to do anything in this room, or will you move along?
Is there a doorknob on the door?
Yes, there is. On this side of the door, a large bronze handle.
I'm moving. I give myself the conch with the mage hand, and then I send the mage hand over to the door and I knock.
The mage hand drifts over to the door and raps smartly on the wood. There is no response.
Okay, I don't know if there's another party in there.
It doesn't sound like a party.
That's boring.
I think
I guess I'll I'll walk over to the door and try the handle.
you turn the handle and open the door, revealing a chamber which has been damaged by some kind of earthquake. Large walls have collapsed inward, revealing the jumbled inhabitants of the burial nooks beyond. To the south, there appears to be a makeshift campsite, faintly lit by a guttering dung fire. And to the north, beyond the northwestern chamber, you'll see the faint tendrils of a dull yellow light stretching its reach into the dark stillness.
Okay, I don't quite comprehend that this is probably not the earthquake that I just did, and I think that I destroyed this room with the earth tremors I just cast to knock over the statue. And so I just start immediately apologizing to all of my friends.
I'm so sorry. I thought I was helping.
I'd like to run over to Maz and hold his hands and just start making him feel better and be like, it's okay, you're so cool, you're so powerful, you got this, I'm so proud of you.
I'm throwing a huffy fit. You ruined the party!
Well, this is a very touching moment, isn't it? But do remember, there are rat men in pursuit.
Guess I'll go through the door, try to... Or we already went through the door, right?
You're standing at the door, looking into the chamber within. Would you like to enter?
Yeah, I'll enter.
Very good. You enter the chamber. You get a better look now around you at the campsite with the fire in the middle and some grimy oilskins serving as a makeshift tent. To the north, again, that strange yellowy light.
I look into the tent.
You peer into the tent, which is propped up with pitted shovels and picks. Tattered bedrolls surround an upheaval of earth and stone, revealing a burrowed passageway, now choked with thick roots and crawling things. It appears this is where the rat men were making camp.
Can I knock the tent over to plug the hole up? Or
You can, yes. You plug the hole with the oilskin tent. Well done. Now there is no hole.
But also, how do we get out?
I should have mentioned the burrowed passageway was rather narrow. You would have had to crawl, and in your decayed condition, it would not have been easy.
After consoling Maz, I pick him up and pat him on the back, and then just hold his arm a little bit as I try and lead him towards Joro, the tent, and back down the hallway. And then I see the shovels and such, and I speak to Joro. I'm like, Joro, pick up one of the shovels. Maybe it'll be useful.
A fine suggestion, Joro.
I'll pick up the shovel and hoist it over my shoulder.
Yeah, maybe
You
we
pick up-
can use it to dig our way out of the passage. Is that right?
You could probably widen it a little, but I don't think you're going to get out of here through this passageway, no.
Okay. There's also I'm sorry, was there a door on the far side of the room? That was the last room.
That was the last room, yes.
Right, okay.
The room you're in now, there is a faint yellowish light at the far end of the room, and you are standing near the camp of the Ratmen. There are some bedrolls here.
I suppose there's no time like the present. I'm gonna walk over to the yellowish light.
Is the door, is the handle a doorknob, or is it a door handle that you could potentially fit something into? I'm asking. I want to prop the door closed, where if you're on the other side, you can't open it.
Yes, that's a good idea. The door is the sort of handle that you could theoretically prop closed. What would you use?
I'd like to pick up one of the other shovels or pickaxes or something that's holding the tent up and let go of Maz and grab it as I walk over to the door and just try and shove it underneath the handle.
Very good. You pick up one of the pickaxes and it's just the right height to prop the door closed. You can hear the rats making progress, breaking up the statue in the room beyond, so this was probably a rather wise move. Meanwhile, as you approach the yellowish light, and you see let me see. You see around the corner a barrel-shaped chamber lined with moss-covered columns and brackish pools. A massive breach scars the northern wall where the remains of a statue has fallen through, opening a passageway to the adjacent barrow. In the center of this room, surrounding what remains of the fallen statue, are 5 skeletons, with a sixth, slightly charred skeleton on the ground, who is missing his lower half. They all stand at rapt attention, transfixed by something in the rubble. A wide beam of glimmering light spills over from the adjacent chamber, and there is a crackle of magic and a visible ripple in the air at the makeshift threshold, hinting at a war between the energies of the crypt and the one beyond.
I immediately turn back to my friends. I mean, my companions, my undead. We're friends, okay? We're zombie. I immediately turn back to my zombie buds and I wave them over to the breach. This way to escape the rats. And I guess I'm gonna jump through the hole, but I don't want to touch, I guess, the magic that I'm seeing in the air or the light that comes from that adjacent chamber. I just want to move into the room without moving into that light, if it makes sense.
Yes, I see. You enter the room. I should warn you that doing so will most likely provoke combat with the skeletons.
Oh, shit.
Are you prepared?
Let's just say I cast invisibility on myself before I do that.
Okay, let me consult my imp. You cast invisibility, you say?
Yeah.
Very good. So you cast invisibility and sneak stealthily into the chamber. You're not going to be able to leave this chamber, however, without disturbing one or other of the skeletons.
Okay, that's all right, I think.
Remember, the northern wall holds the only exit. The remains of a statue has fallen through here, opening a passageway. The remains of this statue are surrounded by the 5 skeletons.
Okay. Maz is just a real scaredy cat, you know? He's just a real spooked boy. So I guess I'm just going to try and sneak past the skeletons while invisible, and see if I can get to the far side of the room, and look at that northern wall opening.
Okay. Let's see. A stealth check with an advantage for your invisibility.
Listen, this is going to be a better stealth check than the one where I tried to dive behind that rubble, okay? Okay, I rolled a 3, which is better. That's a 7, technically. But let's see if the advantage gives it to me. The advantage does not give it to me. I rolled a nat 1 on my second roll. That's a 7 total for my stealth check.
This is this is not your finest hour, Maz, is it? Right.
Tiptoeing along, dropping the flute, and it goes like... you know?
Right. You clatter through the chamber, tripping over a number of pieces of rubble and attracting the attention of the skeletons. They move in towards your direction, their hands grasping at the air in front of them, and you back up against a wall. In mere seconds, you will be in their clutches. I do wonder if your companions will help you.
I yell at the skeletons to take their attention.
You yell at this. Would you like an inarticulate yell, or would you like to actually say something to them?
I'd just say something. Just, hey, yell at him, like, hey. Or maybe, like, maybe insult them, like, you really need some more calcium.
Oh, that's low. That's very low for a skeleton to hear that. You shout at them, belittling their calcium content, and they wheel ferociously to face you. Now, I think it's time to do some initiative checks. This looks like a combat to me. I wonder if we have a map for that. Oh, look. There we are. Can you all see that?
Yes.
Yeah.
Right. So there you all are. Here are the 6 skeletons. The one in the middle is the one that can't really move. The door is just behind him. He's missing his legs. The other skeletons have moved a little to surround Maz. Look at that, as if by magic. And now, let's see. Initiative. It looks like Sin, you're going to move first. What will you do?
I'd like to see, as I'm behind Joro Semi, if I am stealthily. And if I have been seen, at least by the one skeleton.
Oh,
And-
I'm sorry, Sin, I must stop you there. My imp is bouncing around in the cage. We didn't roll for initiative, did we? I do apologize. Let's see, what did everybody roll?
16.
I rolled an 11. Or, yeah, plus 2, so 13.
Plus your dexterity, yes. If you could
I
all
rolled a
say...
10.
And then I rolled a nat 1.
On behalf of our skeletal friends, I have rolled a 9.
Boy.
I think that's still me?
Yeah,
Sin may
so it
go?
is Sin who
Yeah.
goes first, I think.
Yes.
So I'd like to
yes,
see if
yes.
I am still stealthy, and if I can sneak attack, I can run up on one and try and attack them from behind.
Excellent idea. So,
So that would be what?
you'll need to roll to attack now.
Okay. I got, what is it? I rolled a 16 plus what? Plus Dex, so 19. 19 to hit.
Very good, yes. You sneak up behind the skeleton with your daggers in your hands.
Okay, and then it's 1d4, but I get an extra 2d6. Okay, I'll roll this. 2 plus 3, so that's 5 plus 2d6, which is 3 plus 7. So 12 damage.
12 damage. Well, that's remarkable. You stab both your daggers at once into the skeleton's unguarded back. Bursting his rib cage, he collapses to the ground in a shower of bones. It looks like you've destroyed him in one attack scene.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah, I slid up on my knees like a soccer player with both daggers and just ripped up from their thighs all the way up to their skull, exploding like LeBron James with the smoke and dust in the air. And then I'd like to,
hero.
with the bonus action, I'd like to, still on my knees, just kind of roll over to the side to disengage right next to Maz. Still on the ground.
Perfect. Well done. A beautifully executed maneuver. Now, who's next? Let's see. Joro, what will you do?
I will charge at skeleton 3. 3.
Right. You thunder towards Skeleton 3. Would you like to roll to attack?
Yeah. See, that's a 20-sided die. The 20d for attack.
Yes, please.
14.
Let me see. Very good. You dash in, swinging your sword aloft, and deal... Oh, let me consult my imp. How much damage will you deal? So you roll for your damage, please.
See, so it's a d8 plus 3, so I got 7.
Very good. You smash your sword against the skeleton, breaking several bones. It lists slightly to one side, clearly heavily damaged by the onslaught. Very good. Now, Maz, I believe it's your turn again.
Do the skeletons go before me?
Oh, very good question. Actually, it's not you at all. Neither is it the skeletons. It's Nyx.
Okay.
I do apologize.
Are the squares each 10 feet?
They're 5
five.
feet.
Okay. I have to do math. Wait. Okay, I want to attack skeleton 3, but I don't want to get too close, you know. I'm a squishy girl. I want to go. If I go a square to the one back and then to the right behind Joro, can I attack with the skeleton and not hit Joro, or do I have to go? I don't know how that works.
That might be a check.
Wait,
think you may
I
need to
can
make
do
a
that.
check. What will you be attacking with?
I want to use Ray of Frost, so it's one creature within range. You should be fine, friend. Probably. Don't worry about it.
I think you'll be
maybe.
okay. To be honest, if Joro loses an arm, we can soon reattach it.
Yeah. I want to use Ray of Frost. I think I only, or you roll to hit. I don't roll to cast it. Or I roll to hit, not to cast.
Yes, that's correct.
So I roll to hit a d20 for their armor class. Okay, I get it.
Yes, please. A D20 plus charisma plus proficiency.
Okay. I rolled a 16 plus 3. What is
Lovely, that should
proficiency?
do it. That should do it, yes.
Yeah, get him.
I think that's good enough. Right, the Ray of
Now I'll do
Frost
1 damage.
connects. Have you rolled for damage?
No.
Right, you need to roll 1 D8 for damage, please.
Four.
4. Very good. Right, the Ray of Frost connects with the skeleton, and a glistening growth of icicles spreads up one side of its body. It will be slowed for sure by this attack, and it has also taken some damage to its rather brittle bones. Now, I think next it's the turn of the skeletons. Let's see. Skeleton number 1 is no longer with us. Skeleton number 2 dashes forward, a short sword in one hand and a small buckler in the other, and strikes at Maz. I'm going to roll. Ooh, he's rolled a 19, Maz.
Oh no!
This can't bode well for you. Let's see.
no.
Now, what damage will he do? Uh, 1d6. My maths is not quite what it was. Bear with me one moment. Let's see. Okay, Maz, you take 6 damage, please.
No.
The skeleton hits you hard on the skull, and you briefly see a vision of a green field, a summer's day, picnic on the grass, and more tea, Maz. Then you return to the present with a jolt. Your brain has slid down into your mouth from the impact. You may need to readjust that later. Let's see now. Skeleton number 3, I believe, is slowed by the frost ray. Skeleton number 4 will move forward toward Joro. I'm just going to ask my imp if he can get within range for an attack. Okay, Joro. He swings at you with his short sword, but luckily for you, it whistles past your ear, leaving you unscathed for now.
You
The
couldn't hit
skeleton.
he couldn't hit a sidebar.
Oh, it's very, very lucky for you that he hasn't got ears, or he might be offended. Now, skeleton number 5 dashes forward on the other side of Joro. Let's watch him dash. There he goes, and he also attacks. Let's see. Ooh. His attack is a little more effective. His sword rushes towards your blank, unsuspecting face, and the next thing you know, you're on your back, gargling teeth. Oh, yes, exactly that. That was rather a strong blow, I'm afraid, and you take 6 points of damage, Joro. Now, the final skeleton, the 6th one, he is incapable of moving very far. He inches himself forward just 1 space in the direction of the heroes. And now I believe it's Sin again.
So, I question. Would I be able to throw...
Oh, I do apologize. My imp is rattling the bars of his cage again. I believe it's Maz. You haven't had your turn, Maz, have you?
I haven't had my turn.
No, I would hate to overlook you, Maz.
Just to try to
Okay.
avoid the fate of rolling in that one again.
Maz is going
Yes.
to I guess I'm gonna use Vicious Mockery. I think I'm gonna use the cantrip Vicious Mockery. I'm going to speak to the skeleton right in front of me, and I'm gonna go, hey, and I'm a little guy. I'm just a little guy. No, it's also my birthday. I'm a little birthday boy. To try and protect myself from his attacks.
Very good. That's a very interesting strategy, Maz. I don't know quite how skeletons feel about birthdays, but we'll roll and see.
I rolled a 12 to hit. I don't know that's enough.
A 12 to hit. Let me consult my imp. My imp has also pointed out technically it is your birthday, so that's rather good. I apologize, Maz. What was the roll again?
My roll was a 12.
Oh, no. He's completely unmoved, I'm afraid, by all your talk of anniversaries. I suppose it means nothing to a skeleton who has probably had a good few hundred birthdays of his own.
That's probably true. Okay, I will pass the turn and let Sin. Please save me.
Right, Sin. Socks again.
I want to, if possible, before I attack, go and try and go and spit my pocket ash, pocket sand in the skeleton's eyes, thinking it's effective.
Ooh, that's very clever, Sin. Now I understand. Now I understand why you did that. Right. What should we roll for that, I wonder? Let's see. The skeleton's going to have to roll on his dexterity to see if he can avoid that. I've closed some tabs. I do apologize for breaking the fourth wall a little. I've closed the tabs. I was actually going to make a joke earlier about breaking the fourth wall when you broke out of the crypt, but the moment has passed. Let me see. The skeleton fails to avoid the ash that you spit at him. I think this will give him a disadvantage when he next attacks. I wonder if you can do something else this turn as well. Let me just consult. Yes, you can still attack if you'd like, Sin.
So I and spit it on the face, and then I go and just try and stab as hard and fast as possible directly in the center of the skeleton's face.
Very good. You add injury to insult, as it were. So you'll need to roll to attack.
That's a 21 to hit. With 5 damage.
With 5 damage. Very good. You drive your daggers home into the skeleton's skull. 2 cracks spread, weakening the great white dome of his head. He howls aloud and waves its arms in an attitude of pain and disappointment. Disappointment. I don't know. I think it should perhaps have been a stronger term. Skeletons are very stoic. Now, who's next?
Me?
Joro. Yes, Joro. What will you do?
So, realizing that the skeleton knocked out all of my teeth, I canceled my dental plan, and then swing at a skeleton 3 again. That is slowed.
You'll swing at Skeleton 3, who is slowed and half covered with ice.
Yeah.
Let's see. Roll to attack, please.
12.
12. Very good. Your blow connects. Now, what damage do you do, I wonder?
5.
5 damage. Let's see. You swing your sword in a beautiful horizontal arc. It connects with the frozen side of the skeleton, which promptly smashes into shards, destroyed, obliterated completely. Well done. Now, the next person to move will be Nyx.
Can I attack and then move? Do I have to evade then?
I'm just consulting. Yes, Nyx, you can attack and move in any order.
Okay, I want to reach out to Skeleton 5 and grab it, his bony shoulder and use Shocking Grasp. And then I'm going to attempt to back up.
Very good. So first of all, you will use Shocking Grasp. No. I'm not quite sure. Let's see. Lightning springs from your hand, delivering a shock to the creature you touch. You must make a melee spell attack against the target.
Okay.
That's a roll of a d20 plus charisma plus proficiency.
I rolled a 14. I don't know what I have.
This is a
proficiency on
spell,
this.
so you'll add your spell casting, which would be +5.
But
I'm
it's
pretty
a
sure.
cantrip, so I don't think so.
Yeah, technically cantrips are spells.
Okay, so And charisma, or just the spellcast?
I'm not sure, but I believe, Nix, if you've rolled a 14, that's already good enough for me.
Yeah.
Lightning arcs from your hand and strikes the skeleton's shoulder. How much damage do you do, I wonder? You'll roll a d8 to find out.
7.
Wonderful. It certainly seems to deal a good amount of damage to the skeleton, which shudders in place as the lightning flickers through it. It won't be able to react until the start of its next turn.
Yeah, I want to back up to the bottom square directly behind me.
Right. You'll move backwards as far as you can. Okay. Very good. Now the skeletons move next. Let's see. Skeleton number 2. Was anything happening with skeleton number 2? Oh yes, he had ash blown in his face, didn't he? Right. Skeleton number 2 is going to attack Sin this time. I think he must be a little angry with you, Sin. No, you're very fortunate, however. With the ash coating his face, he swings wildly and misses, merely scoring the wall above your head. Now, skeleton number 4 leaps forward to engage Joro. Rolls. His blade stabs into your chest, Joro, pushing right the way through the rib cage and dealing 3 damage to you. Ah!
Okay.
Poor Joro, yes. Now, is there a last skeleton to move? Skeleton number 5. Yes, what happened with him? He was struck by lightning, that's correct. He's still going to attempt to hit you, however, Joro. But you're lucky. He misses completely, shuddering so wildly that he can hardly hold his sword. And finally, the 6th skeleton crawls 1 space closer. Now, let's see. Maz, I think it's... wait. We'll return to Maz. No. Sin, it's your turn.
So as skeleton number 2 swung at me, I'd like to bend all the way back, like on my heels, almost my head touching the floor and the back of my feet. And then as I spring up, I want to again come up from underneath as I like whip up and try and stab from the crotch of the skeleton up its rib cage.
That sounds impressively athletic for a corpse, Sin. A very ambitious move indeed. Let's see. Let's have you roll to hit, I think.
11.
And you have, consulting my imp, I think you may have an advantage on that.
Yes, if and when it swung, could it have been on its turned around a bit so I can sneak at its back and then try and backstab
yes.
it like that?
A sneak attack, yes. I think we can have that. Let's see. Right, your blow connects with this skeleton, with the unwitting skeleton already reeling from your pocket ash. And once again, with your signature dual dagger move, you'll rip him apart. His ribcage flies one way, his pelvis another way, and he is utterly destroyed. Very good. Congratulations, Sin. Now, Joro, what will you do?
I will. See, I think I'll move in between Skeleton 5 and Nyx. So move around there. And then swing at 5. Track 5.
Okay. Yes, very good. Now, what do you roll?
A 9.
Let's see. And he was shaking with the lightning already, wasn't he? Well done, yes. You bring down your sword with all your might and turn the skeleton, more or less, into a cloud of ash with the force. Congratulations, he is destroyed. And now, Nyx, what will you do?
I want to move 2 to the left. Wait, I gotta count. I think I can reach skeleton 4 then on 30 feet? Or am I not mathing?
Let's see, 30 feet, 5, 10, 15, 20, 25. Yes, congratulations. He's just
I
in
did
range,
math.
Nyx.
I'm amazing.
Very
I
good.
want to witch bolt. Or attempt to.
A witch bolt, huzzah. Let's see. Right, you just need to roll to hit, please, with the D20.
I rolled a nat 20.
Very good. A beam of crackling blue energy lances out towards the creature. Could you roll 1 D12, please, to see how much damage you deal?
9.
Very good. Well done. The blow connects with the skeleton.
I'm waving my 3 hands in the air in celebration.
It is blasted almost entirely apart, held together by just the merest energy. And now, whose turn next? The skeletons. Skeleton number 4, still reeling from the effects of that blow, charges toward Nyx, I think. Ready? Watch him charge. There he goes. Right. Swinging forward with its sword. Luckily for you, however, Nyx, he misses you completely. You're safe for now. Skeleton number 6, slowly bringing up the rear, creeps 1 space closer toward Joro. There he goes. Now, let's see. Maz, your turn, I believe.
Okay, finally back and ready to do this. Maz is going to run forward behind skeleton number 2 with Nyx, and I'm gonna use my I'm actually going to use this another spell of Earth Tremor. So I'm gonna try and knock the last skeleton over. I'm gonna try and jostle it, as you might say.
Very good. Very good. Yes. Jostle away. Let's see. For Earth Tremor, I don't believe you need to roll, do you?
Yeah, I think they just take the bludgeoning damage. Also, I
think
guess
he just takes the damage.
I maybe have to make Nyx maybe has to make a dexterity saving throw, technically.
Ah, yes.
Oh, I'm sorry, not
Okay.
Nyx. Who am I with? Oh yeah, I am with Nyx. Yes. Yeah.
Yes.
I might accidentally hit Nyx.
Nyx, you need to make a saving throw. Let's see. I think that's on dexterity. Could you roll a d20, please, Nyx, against your dexterity?
I have a 7.
A 7. That doesn't sound very high.
No.
How does that compare to your dexterity?
Unfortunately, my spell save DC is 13, so I think Nyx is going to get knocked over. I'm sorry, but I also
How
deal
could
3
you?
points of damage.
Oh, dear.
And which is 6 points of damage against the skeleton.
Oh, dear. Maz, you seem to have a rather high failure rate this evening. Now, sorry, Nyx, you take 3 points of damage. The skeleton, let's see. Would you like to roll your damage on the skeleton?
Yeah, the
I
skeleton
believe-
will also take the 3 damage, right?
And that's twice. Twice
Six,
that.
Yeah, twice that for 6.
Yes, 6. And there's only half a skeleton in the first place. Oh, no, wait. Stop. No, wrong skeleton. I do get they all look alike skeletons. I get confused. No, this skeleton takes 6 damage. He looks heavily injured now, however. Right, no, it's skeleton 6. There's only half of him.
Okay.
Right. Very good, Maz. Who's next? Sin, I believe.
Seeing all the chaos happen over there, I see Nyx go down, Maz scream. I want to take one of my daggers, and I want to throw it. I want to flip it in my hand and then try and throw it as hard as I possibly can at the skeleton 4.
It's skeleton 4. Very good. Let's see, what should we roll for that? I believe that's an attack roll with your dagger and your dexterity. You're within range, Sin.
That is 11.
Oh, I'm afraid it glances off the rounded bonds of the skeleton and embeds itself in the wall beyond, barely dealing any damage. Now, the next person will be Joro.
So I ignore them getting up on skeleton 4 and go to run up to skeleton number 6 to attack.
Very good. Okay, Joro, you can roll to attack.
I got an 8.
An 8. Very good. And your blow connects because he's rather slow moving and prone. Now, would you like to roll your damage, please?
I got a 5. Got 5 damage.
5 damage. Very good. You bring your sword down with all your might on the skeleton and pound him into the debris, destroying him. Well done.
Okay. When we're out of combat, I'm immediately going to go to help up Nyx and apologize profusely.
I'm so sorry. I didn't mean to. I was trying to help.
I just
Okay.
cross my arms and my mage hand waves him away.
4 still. We still have a
This is-
skeleton.
Wait, what?
I I have to say that's a lovely, touching moment, but there is still a skeleton attacking you. So whilst you're helping Nix up, the skeleton is looking a little confused. I think that's probably your turn gone, isn't it, Maz? Right, Sin, it's your go.
Okay, this time I'm gonna look at my other dagger. I'm gonna take a couple deep breaths and then just line up my arm like I've never thrown a baseball before or anything. And I'm gonna
Very
close
good.
my eyes and squint, bite my lip, and just yeet, try and yeet the other dagger.
Yeet the dagger. Yes, you remember this one was your lucky dagger. Let's see. You can roll again, please. Attack roll with dagger and dexterity.
Nat 20.
Beautiful. The dagger connects exactly in the center of the skeleton's forehead. Its skull bursts into fragments, and the remaining bones clatter to the ground. Well done, Sin.
Yeah, I pump
Right.
my fist to myself. I'm like, yeah, good job.
A beautiful throw. Right. It seems you have eliminated all of the opposition. Well done. Now, you look around you at the chamber you're in. There is, you'll remember, a crackle of magic and a visible ripple in the air at the threshold between this chamber and the next. The statue the skeletons were surrounding had crashed through the wall, leaving this magical barrier. Peering into the chamber beyond, you can see a much larger chamber bathed in a soft yellow light, with a shallow pool in the middle of the chamber. Now, what will you do? Will you walk through the barrier, or will you investigate?
I'm worried about walking into the chamber. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put my hands on my ears, pop my head off, leave it on the ground, okay? Because if my body gets destroyed here, that's okay. I want my head to be okay. And then I'm going to walk my body through the barrier.
This is a very interesting strategy. Very good. You walk your body towards the barrier. And let's see. As your body touches the barrier, suddenly there is a hissing sound, and it disintegrates immediately in a
Jesus
cloud
Christ.
of dust. Oh dear, Mass. Oh dear, that was unfortunate. It's very, very lucky, however, that you left your head behind, wasn't it?
Yeah. Okay.
What will you do now? Joro, Sin, Nix, you seem to be in shock. You've watched your companion disintegrated. But don't worry, you still have his head.
I'll pick up his head.
I slap his face with my mage hand. Are you in there?
Why? I'm just trying to help.
Oh, we now know not to touch the barrier.
Can you move the ashes of your fallen ashed body? Give me a little tornado.
It's just
The remains of Mazzy's body drift in the air. The effect is quite beautiful.
After grabbing my daggers and witnessing this, I walk over to the barrier and see some of the ash on the ground, and again pick up a little bit of it, this time hesitantly, and put it in a pocket of my mouth.
Are you turning me into pocket sand?
Yes. Waste not, want not. Yes, that's a very good idea. Yes,
I'm going
pocket Maz.
Then I want to pop off one of my fingers and just try and poke the wall, the barrier with it to see what happens.
Very good. You won't be surprised to hear that your finger disintegrates immediately as it touches the barrier. If I might, perhaps the skeletons possessed something that allowed them to pass through the seal.
Doro will investigate the room, looking around and not touch the barrier. Stays as far away from the barrier. It's very far away from the barrier.
You stay away from the barrier and you investigate the room.
Yeah.
Let's see. As you pick among the remains of the skeletons, you notice one of them has a curious ring on its finger.
I grab the ring and examine the ring.
You look at the ring. It seems to be a plain gold band studded with tiny rubies.
Joro puts the ring on to test it out, to feel it.
You put the ring on. It feels rather nice. You don't feel anything peculiar, however, but maybe it's having an effect.
I, of course, have
Stick
to
your
show
hand
off
in the
the
portal.
ring. I have to show off the ring. Look what I got to everyone. Look what I
Wow.
found.
You should stick your hand in the portal.
Your
Look at it,
companions
look pretty
gather
in the
around to
light.
admire the ring.
You're gonna need to push me in if you're gonna force me to that.
But
I
just
saw what
look
happened to
how
his
pretty
body.
it'll be. Be a pretty little princess.
Pretty.
The prettiest girl at the party.
I have to say, Joro, it does suit you remarkably well.
Yes. See. I'll put the finger with the ring at the barrier. Towards the barrier.
You put it towards the barrier. Do you put it through the barrier?
Yeah, I'll put it through.
You put it. Are you sure?
Just the finger. Yeah.
Just the finger. Okay. You tentatively push your finger into the barrier. There is a slight hissing sound, but nothing happens. Your finger doesn't disintegrate.
I'll go slightly more with my hand. Now
You push your hand further through the barrier. Still nothing.
I then pull my hand back and then point to the others at my ring that I found and say the skeletons had these. Communicate.
How do I wear a ring as a disembodied
Yes, that could be tricky. I can't remember. Did you have your ears pierced, Maz?
That's a good question. I think Mez does have his ears pierced.
I think you might do, yes. You search the floor of the room and you turn up 3 more beautiful rings. Would you all like to put them on?
Yes.
Yes? Yes? Will somebody help Maz?
I'll put the ring in his teeth.
Put it on my mustache.
Maybe in your mustache.
Pierce his nose.
Through the nose. Through the nose would look nice,
Yeah.
I think. Yes. Yes. Beautiful. You attach it to his nose. Now, what will you do? You could step through the barrier, or you could throw Maz through the barrier. It's up to you.
Throw Maz.
Yeah, right.
Throw Maz.
Throw him.
Yeah.
Yes. Okay, who will throw Maz?
I'll do it like a bowling ball. I'll roll him down like a bowling. Is there pins? Can there be pins on behind the barrier?
We can set up the bones.
Yeah, can we set up the bones as pins and pull it through the
Little
barrier?
pyramid of bones.
You set up the bones just before the barrier in a pyramid shape and bowl the head towards the bones. I'm going to roll. This is a very important roll to see how many pins you can knock down. Let's see. Ooh, 9 pins. Why, that's a strike. That's a natural strike. Beautiful roll. Maz sends the bones flying and rolls right through the barrier into the room beyond, remarkably undisintegrated.
Seeing that his head was fine, I run to the barrier to grab the head again.
Very good. You run through the barrier. You also remain unscathed. And you now find yourself in a room beyond. There is a pool in the middle of the floor, and in the middle of this pool, a large sarcophagus. Around the edges of the room, piles and piles of marvelous-looking treasures. I believe this is the tomb of the slumbering king.
I walk in behind Joro, my eyes full of rubies and wonders, and I start just drooling on the ground, looking at all the treasure around me.
Oh, yes, there is a very splendid array of treasure. I wouldn't get too distracted by that, however. You really need now to help me to raise the slumbering king. Are you all going to enter the room?
Yes.
Yeah.
I don't think I have a choice.
I think, Maz, you're already in the room.
I want to creep slowly towards the sarcophagus and trying to see if there's any locks or anything keeping it closed. Slowly feeling the outside edges of it.
Very good. You move slowly toward the sarcophagus. I can tell you now that to raise the slumbering king, you will all need to lay a hand upon the sarcophagus together. Then I can start the magic that will cause the king to rise.
All right, so that's complicated for me right now, you guys.
That is difficult, isn't it?
Can my
Without a
mage
hand.
hand count for his hand?
Yes.
Nice.
What a perfect solution. Yes.
I have 2 hands, but this is the solution I offer.
That's a very good solution. Yes. Also, Maz, you could probably cling onto a corner of the sarcophagus by your teeth. That might help. If somebody picks you up and places you there.
Yeah, I'll place him on the corner.
Okay.
Okay, very good. Right, hold on, Maz.
Yeah, even since I
Okay.
lost my teeth in the last battle. Use yours.
Yeah, I forgot that you lost your teeth.
I'll put my hand on the there as well.
Very, very good. The slab begins to tremble beneath your touch. Who else needs to place their hands? Come along now.
I put down my mage hand and then the hand with the ring. As
Very
well.
good. The slab is moving now, seeming almost to pulse rhythmically. Have you all laid your hands upon the slab?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Very good. Wait just one moment. Oh! There we go. Now, bucking the chamber with a thunderclap, the slab ripples beneath your touch, causing you to recoil in revulsion. A blinding light descends from the arched ceiling, and as it nears you, you see a familiar face through your spread fingers. The stern but even countenance of the slumbering king, the last vestiges of his humanity coalescing in one desperate attempt to resist the command of the Cryptmaster. At the same time, the water in the pool beneath your feet begins to hiss. It is in fact holy water. Now, the final moment. I wonder. I think we're almost at the end of our quest for today.
I'm not in the holy water, right?
No, you're clinging by your teeth
Okay,
to the
thank God.
corner of the sarcophagus. Now, as the water hisses and boils, you feel your bones beginning to crumble away. They dissolve downwards. Oh, I am sorry, my adventurers. All 4 of you begin to melt into the holy water. You see, I couldn't resurrect the slumbering king on my own. I needed your undead energy to help me. Thank you for your sacrifices.
Going back to the sea.
You're going back at last to
Yeah.
the sea, Nix. Yes. Well done, me. Despite having some pretty crude tools to work with, it seems I have triumphed again. Thank you, everybody. And there, I think that's the end of our adventure for today. Thank you so much for joining me and for playing.
Thank you so much for
Thank you.
GMing for us.
So much fun.
If there's anybody watching, I just want to add one more thing. We're doing a development stream, and this is a big one. This is a big important one. We're doing the first in development stream of the game past the tutorial. I've streamed Cryptmaster a couple of times. You guys have seen a bunch of Cryptmaster, but tomorrow I'm going to be showing off Cryptmaster just past the eye door, and we're going to see a little bit of what the more advanced game has to offer. That's tomorrow, same time, same place, 10 a.m. Twitch.tv/Akupara Games, YouTube, Steam. It's all happening. So yeah, be excited for that.
Thank you all